We now turn to London, where Kevin Spacey made his first court appearance this morning on sex assault charges there. Spacey arrived at court to a large crowd of reporters. Look at this. And he quickly entered the building with his legal team. Now, he's charged with 4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men. His lawyer told the court he strenuously denies all of the allegations. NBC News foreign correspondent Matt Bradley joins us now from outside the court in London with the latest. So, Matt, first, let's go over these charges. Remind us of when the alleged act occurs and what these charges exactly are related to. What is this? Who are these people?
Yeah, I mean, these are men who, it sounds like the actor, this very famous actor, met while he was here in Britain. All of the charges are between 2005 and 2013. And I want to add one to your list. You mentioned there were 4 charges of sexual assault against 3 different men, now all of them British. Now, there's also an additional assault. Now, this is the most serious of all. This is a charge for causing a person to commit penetrative sex without their consent. Now, this is a very serious charge, and that's the reason why this case has gone from here in this magistrate's court behind me, where Mr. Spacey appeared this morning, to another case, a Crown Court, which is not that far from where I'm standing right now. That case, which is also basically a pretrial hearing, just like this one today, that's going to be exactly 4 weeks from today, and we expect that the actor will show up then to answer to those charges as well. Savannah?
And Matt Bradley, so walk us through this process. What happens next in this case?
Yeah, well, since this is what they would call an indictable offense here in Britain, the actor is now free on bail, even though he's facing these very serious charges. You mentioned he's been granted bail. There is no cash bail in this country, not like in the United States. He didn't have to pay any money. The judge simply granted him what they would call here unconditional bail. That means that he's actually free to travel wherever he wants, and that's because Kevin Spacey showed up voluntarily, crossed an ocean to do so here in London, on his own accord to face these charges, despite, again, the very serious legal jeopardy that he's in. So he didn't try to flee. He didn't wait to be arrested in the United States and be extradited to here in London. And that's why the magistrate, not a judge, a magistrate here, said that he would be granted unconditional bail. So he's allowed to move around, do whatever he pleases, essentially, until he shows up 4 weeks from now in that Crown Court down the road.
All right,
Savannah?
Matt Bradley, thank you so much. Now, let's stay on this and bring in NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos. Danny, always great to have you with us. So let's go over these charges again and recap and have you sort of walk us through with, of course, your expertise. So 4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men. We also just heard, as Matt Bradley said, he was also charged with causing a person to engage in penetrative sexual activity without consent last month. Walk us through these charges. Tell us what the consequences could be. What kind of jail time do they carry, and kind of what's the burden of proof here?
Because we borrow our legal system from England, not surprisingly, there are a lot of similarities, but with different names. So what is happening procedurally, because the case is leaving what's called magistrates court and moving up to Crown Court, it's really similar to the same system we have in most states, especially in urban areas. There is a lower court, but 2 divisions. The magistrates court handles smaller cases and has a maximum sentence of 12 months. I think it used to be 6 months. Once it moves up to Crown Court, that means that the charges are more serious. And Crown Court is the only court that can handle those charges. And that's because of the new addition of assault by sexual penetration. Most sex assault charges in Crown Court carry a maximum sentence of 10 years, but some carry a potential for life imprisonment. But most likely, most of these charges have the 10-year statutory maximum, with a caveat. I do not have a white wig. I am not a solicitor. This is not my area of practice. Do not hire me for your criminal cases in the UK. But the bottom line is, just looking at the statutes, it is a very similar system to ours. Arguably, we have harsher punishments, but on the whole, very similar, but with different, more royal-sounding names.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.